Tennessee and South Carolina in a series. It comes down to the wire. Seemingly every game last year was decided on the final play of the game. And here come the Gamecocks. And they're all sorts of riled up here in the Palmetto State. We welcome you to SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. This is what's on the line for these two programs in the back half of the season coming into tonight. Their odds to make it to the postseason, Tennessee sitting at just 36%. So how important could one win be? With the Vols win tonight, those odds shoot to 71%. Gamecocks odds drop to 17. But should South Carolina pull out a win, odds are good that they'll get an extra 15 practices and another game. So that's what's at stake tonight. We welcome you on another fantastic day for football in the SEC. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers. A couple years ago, Jake Bentley was a freshman, and during their open week, they turned the program over to him. He gave them a great spark, but this season he's lacked consistency. What do we expect tonight?
Well, he's an emotional leader, that's for sure, and that's the biggest thing he's done for this program. But, you know, Will Muschamp said it's simple. You protect the football, you're going to win games. Last year, second best in the SEC in the turnover margin. This year, they're 3-3, struggling, fighting their way to get back to a bowl game, and they're bad in the turnover margin. The onus of responsibility falls right on Jake Bentley in this quarterback position. They're good when he protects the ball.
For Jeremy Pruitt in Tennessee, devastating news this week. They lost one of the best prospects in college football. Their star left tackle, Trey Smith, is out with blood clots in his lungs. We turn it over to our offensive lineman, Cole Kublik, down on the field. Cole, this is a monster loss for this team.
An absolute tone setter is what Trey Smith is for your football team, Tom. When we have an offensive line that's struggling, you need a guy who sets that tone, who sets the example for the other four offensive linemen on that team as to how to get it done. Trey Smith was one of the best collegiate offensive linemen last year and this year, and obviously one of the best in the SEC. He will be missed for this Tennessee Volunteer football team.
Jeremy Pruitt thought that his offensive line could surprise some this season if everybody stayed healthy. They haven't, so it'll be a patchwork O-line tonight for a guy who owns a number of national championships as an assistant. First season as a Tennessee head coach. The most important date for Tennessee going forward is likely going to be National Signing Day, but that doesn't mean that they can't surprise and pull out some wins here late in the year.
Not at all. And the biggest frustration or friction you have as a new coach is instituting that culture, teaching a team to compete. You're right, they need to reload at some point, but this is a team that's learning how to compete. It's finding the players that they can put on the field and trust to raise their level of play and to fight.
Tennessee won the toss. The Vols elected a first. South Carolina will receive, and you can soak in this great scene here in Columbia. Debo has yet to take one to the house this season. He did it early last year. Here we go. And Debo will have a chance if he wants it. He will bring it out. Samuel has a seam and gets taken down right at the 20-yard line. So Jake Bentley comes out directing a South Carolina offense, which is 86th in the country in rushing, 49th in passing. You know a little bit about his family background. His dad was his barber until this year, also the running backs coach, and all of his brothers quarterbacks by trade as well. So it runs in the family for Jake Bentley. 6'4", 224, 15-10 as a starter. Carolina looking for more production from their running game. Tyson Williams is the starting tailback. This is Williams. And he finds a couple on first down.
That's going to be an important storyline here to watch, Tom. Tyson Williams, Rico Dowdle, they got to get this running game going. We were talking to Brian McClendon, the offensive coordinator, and Bentley struggles in turnovers. He's at his best when this offense is balanced. They got to establish the run.
Little delay, and this is Williams. Cortez Sapp in on his second tackle of the game. We might look back at that handoff going forward. Just one little thing that they do with Bentley to try to buy some time.
Yeah, they love that pistol formation where the quarterback's in a shorter shotgun. The running back lines up directly behind the quarterback. The reason they do that, you force the defense to be balanced. You don't tip your hand or create any rhythms or things that the defense can really tee off on based on that running back's alignment.
A very average Carolina offense. They've converted on 40% of the third downs this season, 64th out of 130. 7 drop for Tennessee, and a crossing route for Deebo Samuel, but brought down shy of the marker. Tackled by Darren Kirkland.
What a great stop early on for Tennessee. When you have a team that's in rebuild mode, you have a bunch of new faces and players on both sides of the football. Really important to get the big M, the momentum, and a big stop by that defense early on will help this offense on their first drive.
So Bentley and the Gamecocks offense back to the sideline. Joseph Charlton, first in school history and career average per punt at 44. Marquez Callaway for Tennessee asked for a fair catch, and he receives it at the 28. So 44-yard punt that time. Jared Garantano will come out as a starting quarterback for Tennessee tonight. He's a redshirt sophomore, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, a New Jersey native. His dad played wide receiver at Rutgers, while Butch Jones was at Rutgers as an assistant. Butch now on the Alabama staff. You may have seen him smoking cigars last week. That seemed to be a big storyline. But we do expect to see both Tennessee quarterbacks on the field today, both Garantano and Keller Chris off the bench, the Stanford transfer. Ty Chandler in the backfield. Toss to Chandler. And 3 yards on first down. Bryson Allen Williams with the stop. We've been talking the last couple days about this game, and it's just really hard to figure out which team is going to show up. You have a thought one way or another?
I don't, because there's so many new faces. I mean, for starters, there's a new left tackle, as we alluded to. No Trey Smith. Marcus Tatum starting at left tackle. DJ Wanham back on the defensive line for South Carolina. That's a matchup to watch all night.
They blitz over that left side, complete to Callaway. Couldn't get any help from Eli Wolf. Jamias Williams in on the stop. It's a gain of 5.
And
Yes.
fellas, they had a lot of problems picking up games, twists, stunts on that Alabama defensive front last week. And I talked to Travaris Robinson, the South Carolina defensive coordinator. He said, we don't like to go much more than 5-man pressures. We'll give them a little bit, but we won't do more this week than we've done any other week this season.
And then right over Marcus Tatum at that left tackle spot last time. 3rd down 3 for Tennessee. Garantano off his back foot. And it's overthrown, looking for Eli Wolf. The teams trade punts here in the early going. Joe Doyle is the Tennessee punter. Brian Edwards in punt return for South Carolina. Edwards asks for the fair catch, takes it back around the 17. 52-yard punt. 3 and outs to start here in a fantastic crowd in Carolina. Entered. Bentley going to Van, and he's got a great catch for a South Carolina first down. Pardon me, it's Casey Crosby from the tight end spot, and it's a gain of 15.
South Carolina loves to attack the middle of the field, whether it's verticals or dig routes. It's an area that Jake Bentley and these receivers are really comfortable operating in.
Jacob August now enters at the H-back position. Carolina will rotate 4 different guys through at that spot. Bentley waits, fires, and it's incomplete. Hesitation cost him as Alontae Taylor, the freshman, knocked it down. And now Van is slow to get to his feet.
Big hit there. This is an RPO, a run pass option. Bentley reads a linebacker, trying to squeeze it in a tight window there.
Van coming off the field after he got spun around on that hit.
Man, really good coverage there by another true freshman, Alontae Taylor. Getting an opportunity on the outside along with Bryce Thompson. Tennessee's got 2 true freshmen on the outside.
Bentley, RPO, it's batted up in the air, and it is hauled in by Tennessee. Intercepted by Shy Tuttle. Daniel Batuli knocked it in the air, and the tip drill turns into the first pick of the season for Tuttle.
This is such a heads-up play by number 35, Daniel Batuli. You're going to see he's going to start in on the run, and then when he realizes it's an RPO and Bentley's going to pull it, he's going to get his hands up at the last second and make a heck of a play. You see him step up to play the run, realizes it's going to be a pass. And that's a great heads-up play, and the big man coming down with it.
Tennessee with the takeaway. Now they're set up with a short field. Garantano changes direction. Out of the backfield, Ty Chandler. And he loses a yard if he didn't get back to the line. J.C. Horn in with the stop. Another look at Tuttle's pick.
See Daniel Batuli there batting that ball. That's a quarterback's worst nightmare. Anytime that ball goes up in the air around the line of scrimmage, it's never a good result.
South Carolina killed by the turnovers, not just giving it away, but they failed to take it away. And Will Muschamp said we've got to be better defensively going after the football. Tim Jordan in a tailback for Tennessee. A little bubble, and this is Chandler, who's lined up out in the slot, and he picks up 6.
Ty Chandler's got the biggest role in this football game. You got a banged-up quarterback in Jarrett Garantano that's been playing well, but need to take some hits on him. Those quick throws to the outside to your tailback, Ty Chandler, who's as good out of the backfield as he is running the football. Crucial to keeping hits off Jarrett Garantano and moving the sticks.
And it's weird that they would bring him out on 3rd and 5 since he's been so good in the passing game. 3-man rush. Complete to Callaway, and he's got a Tennessee first down. We were talking with the Tennessee coaching staff, and Jeremy Pruitt said, yes, our quarterback has taken a lot of hits, and sometimes that is indeed on the offensive line. But a quarterback's also responsible for a lot of the protection calls.
Yeah, sometimes it's not always on the quarterback. One thing watching Jarrett Garantano this year, I love how calm he is. He's willing to stay in the pocket, operate within the pocket, but you also got to know where pressure is going to come from and when you can take those hits off yourself by just simply sliding protection.
Straight ahead run for Tim Jordan. And with the second surge, he gets the first down. Second possession for Tennessee. They were granted great field position after the interception by Shy Tuttle.
Tennessee takes some wide receivers out, adds a few tight ends. They're going a big set here. Looks they're going to try to run the football.
Carlin Filsaime is in at running back, converted DB, and he gets his first touch. And Carlin Filsaime takes it inside the 10. They have him back in as the 4th-string running back because they moved Jeremy Banks from running back to linebacker. And so the shuffling goes on for head coach Jeremy Pruitt.
Like the idea of a jet sweep when you're struggling up front with your offensive lineman. You got a new guy in there. You're not as physical as you want to be. Stretching the defense laterally can really take away from some of that penetration against a good defensive front.
2nd and 1. Marquez Callaway, receiver, top of the formation. Whoa, great movement up front and penetration, and it turns into no gain. Bryson Allen Williams again came cutting through, and we've got a flag down. South Carolina has been a little anxious. This might be their second offsides.
Offside. Defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
It's the second time they've gotten an advantage by coming early. That time, Keir Thomas.
And you just can't do that. You got to watch the ball, especially you're lined up in the A gap in between the center and the guard. That ball is right in front of you. You should be the first one to move right as you see that center start to snap.
Fresh set of downs for Tennessee. Ty Chandler has a touchdown pass, a touchdown reception in 3 straight games. He's back in at running back. Play action to him. End zone, tight end, touchdown Tennessee. Eli Wolf.
Absolutely love the play call there. You bring your tight end from one side of the formation to the other. Hard play action. Great job there by Garantano lowering his pad level. TJ Brunson, the other linebackers, can't see the football, take a step up. And the tight end is wide open.
Brent Samaglia on for the point after. Joe Doyle is his holder. And in a series over the last 6 years, which has been decided by less than a touchdown, another close one early as Tennessee gets the early advantage. Garantano's 7th touchdown pass of the season. There's something special about night games, no matter where you are in the SEC. And here in South Carolina, they do it special. Cocky with the dramatic appearance. Jarrett Garantano hooks up with Eli Wolf. It's the first career touchdown for Eli Wolf. Deebo Samuel will take this one out from 3 yards deep. Again, he's got a seam. And Samuel trucks all the way out towards the 30. And TJ Brunson is an emotional player. He's almost an anxious player. So it seems like the fake worked even better on him.
Absolutely.
So willing to make a play.
Down at the goal line, that's your money right there is play fakes. Everyone's thinking run. You do that, all you need is a short little window, small window to reach that ball into your tight end.
Rico Dowdle goes straight ahead for 6. Dowdle did not get the start tonight. Tyson Williams did. First time Dowdle hasn't started this season. And here he is with his second touch. And a burst of energy up the middle.
Interesting what we're seeing here out of South Carolina. When you flip on film, you see a lot of 5 wide. You see a lot of 4 wide. They like to push the tempo, spread guys out, lean on the quick passing game. You haven't seen a ton of that.
Yeah.
More tight end in the game. And I think that's because, like I said earlier, they're trying to establish the run. This passing game is at its best when the running game is there to balance it out.
Brian McClendon is a first-year OC. He told us yesterday that since Jake is at his best when the offense is balanced, maybe more run checks early instead of RPOs. And there's another run and another first down as Dowdle has 3 straight carries. That one goes for 21, his best so far.
Like I mentioned, we don't see a ton of 12 personnel. You got 2 tight ends over here, and they're going to run Dowdle in that direction. Great down block to open up that hole. This is a different South Carolina offense.
2 tight ends in the game again. Pollard and Markway on the right side. Bentley pulls it back. And went to a slide right at the line of scrimmage. Picked up a yard.
It's that same play I broke down earlier in the game. They will look to throw off that. Bentley doesn't want to be a runner. He's going to run it if the defense gives him the look on the read option, but he would prefer to flip that out to his slot receiver if possible.
Thule had the tip that led to a pick. 2nd down 9. Here's Dowdle. Great patience, and he breaks it to the outside. Rico Dowdle inside the 10. Finally cut down and looked like he was down, but it was recovered by South Carolina anyway, and they ruled he was down out at the 6-yard line. 24-yard run for Rico Dowdle.
And a really good job by that left side. Malik Young in there at left tackle for his second play, opening up a hole. Good job by Pollard coming around and pulling as well from the tight end position.
Here's Deebo, and he ran into a wall. able to pick up a yard on first down, and Deebo Samuel's still on the ground.
He got stuck.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. 7 of the previous 8 have been runs, and that last one, while technically a pass, certainly looked like a run by design. Straight ahead, got it. And he is stopped at the 2. That's going to set up 3rd and goal. DeAndre Johnson made his first career start for Alabama. The Alabama game came in for the tackle for Tennessee.
Tell you what, Tennessee's got to figure out a way to counteract the 2 tight ends that South Carolina has in the game. They don't have an answer for it. I haven't seen South Carolina run the football this effectively, especially early in a game all season. Tennessee's got to figure out where to put that extra linebacker as these tight ends flip sides.
Markway and Pollard go left now. Bentley wants to throw. Lob, end zone into double coverage, and it's knocked away. Coverage by Balin Buchanan and Bryce Thompson. And Brian Edwards thought that there was some contact coming his way.
Yeah, this is the right read, but this ball has got to be thrown a little earlier. Face guarding there. You're allowed to do it as long as you're not making contact, but either way, Bentley's got to get rid of that ball on a lower trajectory. Tried to throw a jump ball, and I understand that to your 6'3" receiver Brian Edwards, but that ball comes out lower and quicker. You get it there before the defense.
I think Edwards may have a case for the missed flag. Parker White on for a 19-yard attempt. He's perfect inside 30 this season, and he stays that way. So South Carolina able to finish off an 11-play, 68-yard drive.
Good teams find ways to win.
Georgia knocked off Florida 36-17. Florida got in its own way a lot tonight. Here's Ty Chandler. And Chandler makes it all the way out to the 29-yard line. So Tennessee gives it to Tim Jordan, sophomore out of Florida. He picks up 7.
Just 3 points for Kentucky late into that game. So they got a lot to still be desired on the offensive side. But when you can play defense like they can, always give yourself a chance.
This series has been a thriller. And you wonder if we're in for another late game that will be decided in the 4th. 1 quarter into it. Tennessee on the play action has the lead at 7-3 Volunteers. Welcome back to SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. The Eli Wolf score his first career touchdown. Remains our only touchdown of the night as we start the 2nd quarter. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik. Great night for football here in the Mid-State. Carlin Filsamy gets the carry, and he gets wrapped up and dropped by Kingsley Enagbare. Over the last 6 years, this one has been a touchdown game. The average margin of victory, 3.3 points. South Carolina's won each of the last 2, but Tennessee had a chance to win it on its final play. And the Volunteers now left with a 3rd and 6. Garantano looked at Chandler, decided to take it himself. And Jarek Garantano goes airborne for the first down. Bryson Allen Williams and TJ Brunson flip him. It's a gain of 11. He could have just flipped it out to Chandler.
Yeah, he could have. I don't love the play call there. They go all verticals. 4 receivers all on verticals. Nothing there against drop 8 coverage for South Carolina. But the one thing that does do for you, it creates some running lanes for your quarterback. Love that he looked towards his check down, but had the confidence in himself against deep zone coverage to take off and run.
That looked like former South Carolina quarterback Savell Newton on that scramble. Here's Chandler. Ducks to the outside and back in. And Chandler was on the defender at the marker, picked up another 1.5 yards. It's a gain of 12. He rolled right over the top of Bryson Allen Williams.
One thing we're seeing a little bit more of tonight, guys, are runs off the right side of that Tennessee offensive line. Obviously, Trey Smith not in the game on the left side. Coming into this game, they had 68 runs off the left side of the offensive line to 49 runs to the right side of the offensive line. So maybe no Trey Smith impacting the direction of the Tennessee run game tonight.
Blood clots were discovered in his lungs in the spring. They reoccurred this past week. He is out indefinitely. Tim Jordan at tailback. They fake the toss to him. A bullet from Garantano sails. Trying to find Josh Palmer.
That's a ball right there. Garantano has got to complete. Rolling to the right as a quarterback. If you let your momentum take yourself or your body to the sideline, that ball is going to drift with you. You missed wide on the run, especially to the right. Right-handed quarterback's ball tails away from you. You got to get your momentum going downhill to throw that ball accurately.
Here's the toss. And Tim Jordan picks up 7. By the way, they're at the half in Starkville. Texas A&M trailed early, and the Aggies now lead Mississippi State 10-7. The Aggies are a team that could go on a run to close the season.
Absolutely. They got the talent with Jimbo Fisher instituting a new offense, new defense under Elko. You're only going to get better as the season goes on and as you get more comfortable within the system. They're a dangerous team, but Mississippi State's got a really good defense too, so that's not a walk in the park.
3rd down 3. Ty Chandler at tailback. Here comes that pressure. It's complete to Callaway. Breaks free. Marquez Callaway has a Tennessee 1st down. It goes for 15. Jamias Williams finally brought him down.
Boy, we saw it on the big 3rd down conversion just a few plays ago. Jarrett Garantano, under duress, is doing a great job of getting rid of the ball. That is not easy to do when you have a defender breathing down your neck. To flip the ball out there accurately, hit him right in the belly button there, give the receiver an easy catch and allow him to get upfield and get you yards.
Longest play of the night for Tennessee. Again, the toss. And Jordan tiptoes his way through the line before T.J. Brunson body slams him. Here's a look at the pass chart for Jarrett Garantano, who is 10 of 13 tonight.
Well, it's one thing Tyson Helton said, the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, got to get the ball in the perimeter. We have question marks at the offensive line. We haven't been physical enough to just run the football between the tackles. So what do? Well, you use the pass game as an extension of the run, easy layup throws, get it to your playmakers on the perimeter, and that's really your run game.
This will be the 12th play of the drive. Empty backfield for Garantano. Pressure coming. Pulls it back, lets it go incomplete. T.J. Brunson got in the face of Jarrett Garantano that time. Back of the jersey was dirtied up on the first series, and they haven't let up, bringing pressure on the Tennessee QB.
And Tom, you just wonder how many of those hits he can take. He took so many hits against Alabama, including the one that got him out of the game, and that's right where he got hit versus Alabama in the sternum. Those will start to wear on you as a quarterback, not just physically, but mentally. You start to be a little skittish back there.
Tennessee's been great on 3rd down here late. 3rd down 5. Over the middle, complete. Callaway breaks free at the 10. He's inside the 5, and another Tennessee conversion. Stephen Montag finally brought him down. 12 yards on that gain.
And some confusion on the South Carolina side. Look at all the defenders over here with just one eligible receiver, and you'll see these linebackers. They get 3-4 guys going to the left side and a drag going the opposite direction. Play side linebacker should not have been on the back. He gets out of position, and that's why that under route by Marquez Callaway has an opening.
So this march continues for Tennessee. 14th play of the drive. Running towards the tight end side, and Ty Chandler has nowhere to go. Javon Kinlaw, junior from down at Charleston, came in for the stop. It's a loss of 2.
This is where the lack of physicality up front for Tennessee really hurts them. You get in the red zone. You want to impose your will on a defense. But you got some new faces. You got some smaller bodies than you used to. Your best player, period, Trey Smith, is not out there anymore. To find creative ways to move the ball in the low red zone, not just between the tackles.
Good size for Tennessee on the edge. Garantano looking end zone. And that is Juwan Jennings, and he's in for a Tennessee touchdown on a 6-yard crossing route. A methodical 15-play, 71-yard drive. And Juwan Jennings decided to share the football. That's not nice.
It almost looked like an accident. Looked like he was trying to get up. And no, am I giving him too much credit?
Yeah, you're giving a little too much.
Looked like he slipped getting up and just kind of.
Yeah, but you don't leave the football in the chest of the guy you just scored on. Yeah, you're very nice to see it through that lens.
I was trying, you know. Great play call there. They got man coverage. Crossing routes are always great against man coverage. Tennessee, 14-3, rolling on offense.
Gamecocks have been very patient offensively with the ground game. They might have to open things up now that they've fallen behind by 2 scores. After the penalty, the kickoff from the 20. South Carolina have great field position. From the 19, it's A.J. Turner. And Turner out to the 40. Jake Bentley's only put it in the air 7 times this far tonight. 4 of 7 for 27 yards. Kind of like a heavyweight title fight. Got the feeling they wanted to field Tennessee out and lean on the ground game early. And now Bentley going to the air. Got a 3-man route, and it is incomplete. Brian Edwards, the intended receiver.
Fellas, I talked to Brian McClendon, the South Carolina offensive coordinator, before the game. Asked him, would he commit to the run game for 4 quarters? And he said, that is absolutely our plan. So I'm not surprised they hadn't gotten away from it.
Yeah, you love the plan, but when you have 27 passing yards and you're down 2 scores right before half, like they're doing right now, time for some 5 wide.
Bentley lets it go. That's complete for a first down. You've watched a lot of tape on Jake Bentley. You've mentioned that he seems more comfortable when he has to get rid of it quickly.
Yeah, I think so. He's one of those guys that you saw the inaccuracy there on the last throw, or 2 throws ago where he missed high. When he's got time to think about it, he overstrides a little bit, gets his body too much into it. That ball will fly all over the place at times. He's got to make a quick decision. His entire process, his entire mechanics shorten up, and he's a lot more accurate.
2-minute drill here for South Carolina. 2nd down of 5 after consecutive completions. 4-man rush. Bentley hit as he throws, and that one sails high and wide. Almost exactly what you were talking about. He got planted, but no flag.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You love that he works all the way to what was really his 5th option on that play. Started to the left, comes all the way back. This is one of those throws. You see how wide his feet were there. He's got no power, no torque in his lower body, so you try to overcompensate with your chest, getting your body into the throw, your arm, legs behind, and you airmail it.
South Carolina just 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Once again, Tennessee drops 7. Bentley on the run, complete for a first down. Brian Edwards. It's a pickup of 16.
And see, this is where Jake's at his best. The pocket's breaking down. He's stepping up. He's using his eyes. He's flipping the ball, kind of half on the run. He's a gamer, man. He'll make some throws like that.
Bentley hands it off to Rico Dowdle. 5 yards that time for Dowdle. South Carolina has 3 timeouts remaining. Approach the 1-minute mark.
They got an eternity right now. I mean, everything's open in the play, but you can run the football, but keep taking some shots.
Dowdle tries to bounce, gets past a couple of guys, and he lowers his shoulder to get inside the 5. 21-yard run.
Or keep running it.
Yeah, just like we said.
Yeah. And you can see South Carolina here getting to the line of scrimmage quick, and Tennessee subbing.
Now 1st and goal, Bentley gets pressured, and all alone, Debo got it! Touchdown, South Carolina! A one-hand snag by Debo. That's my bike, punk!
Unbelievable. On one hand, we're breaking down throws that we think Bentley should be completing, and I said, on the other hand, he will make some unbelievable plays. But how about the catch by Debo? That would have been good in the NFL. He got 2 in. 1 hand, 2 feet.
Oh, with the cone.
Rub it in, too, by just holding it with the 1. Unbelievable. Look how Bentley gets this throw off. He's got no feet on the ground. Short arms it. That's 2 playmakers right there that know each other well.
Parker White with the point after. It's blocked. Tennessee got penetration, and they blocked the point after. Shy Tuttle may have gotten his hands on it. Remember, he already has a pick tonight. And the Volunteers will hit the locker room with a 14-9 edge. It was an edgy Jeremy Pruitt last week at halftime at Alabama. He challenged the rest of his roster to step up to see who wanted to play, saying, I need 25 more guys to give us the kind of effort we need to be a championship football team. Different feeling as he heads to the locker room tonight on the road at South Carolina, and his team in prime position. The Vols will receive the second half kickoff. Cole Kubelik's down on the field. He's with Coach Pruitt.
Coach Pruitt, how did that final South Carolina drive change the message to your team at halftime?
Well, we can't get out of the way of ourselves. We put a good drive together, score, and we get a 15-yard penalty, which is undisciplined. And then we just turn a guy loose when we're playing man-to-man. So we got to be able to execute and do the little things.
Your quarterback, Jarrett Garantano, showed a lot of guts in the first half. How do you protect him yet still allow him to be a playmaker for your offense?
Well, you know, it's one thing when they scheme us up. It's another thing when we got guys to slide and pick them up. We're going to have to block better.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Tennessee will try to protect Jarrett Cano and protect the lead. Garantano's thrown a pair of touchdown passes. Tennessee up 14-9 here at the break. Let's take you back to the studio. Doring, and Chiz. Jake Bentley was great on the last drive for Carolina. 4 of 6 through the air. Will Muschamp's team trying to solve Tennessee, though. On the other side for Volunteers, Jarrett Garantano has thrown 2 touchdown passes as Tennessee under Jeremy Pruitt looks for its second consecutive SEC road win. With that, we welcome you back. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers. South Carolina's run 32 plays, only 13 passes, and most of those coming on the last drive. Do they open it up, or is this who they want to be?
No, I think they have to. I mean, credit to Brian McClendon, the offensive coordinator, for doing something different, bringing 2 tight ends in the game. We saw that effective in the run game for South Carolina early, but they couldn't get anything going. And this team is built to throw the football. They came out right before half and 4 wide receivers. I expect to see more of a balance between the 2 tight end and spreading it out.
Half of Jake Bentley's 8 completions came on the final drive. Garantano 12 of 16, and an efficient start for him. We thought we'd see both backups tonight at some point, but no sniff of either Keller Chris for Tennessee or Michael Scarnecchia for South Carolina. Fair catch asked for and taken in the end zone by Tennessee. Let's go down to the field. Cole, what do you got?
Talked to South Carolina head football coach Will Muschamp coming out. He said he's happy with the offense. Run game looks good. Now have to build around that to find some success down the field. And he said defensively we've been caught off screens and been caught off guard and out of position a little bit. Have to clean that up in the second half.
And we expected that from Tennessee, the screen game that they use to try to counter the lack of size and depth up front.
Yeah, and sometimes when a team is successful at the screen game, those linebackers start getting their eyes to the outside, and that's when those drag routes, those under routes by the Tennessee receivers have really hit big.
Garantano takes it outside once again. This is Ty Chandler. And Chandler has a gain of 6 before Jamias Williams brings him down.
The more I see these short throws, the more the quarterback in me goes, man, they're just baiting this defense to take a shot at some point. And we've seen Garantano, especially against Auburn, how effective he's been throwing the football downfield, completing half of his passes 30-plus yards downfield. That's really good. At some point, they're going to take a shot.
Palmer's a deep threat, so is Callaway. Could put Juwan Jennings in the mix, too. Trips to the left, they go back to a screen that side. It's Ty Chandler again. Good blocking on the edge coming from Eli Wolf. Gain of 12.
It's an interesting thought, Jordan, because I spoke to Travaris Robinson, the South Carolina defensive coordinator, before the game, and I said, Tennessee known for taking those shots. They've had success with them. Do you play back a little bit more, play deeper coverage? He said, we will not give up deep throws. That is their #1 priority coming into this football game. So will he adjust and maybe walk some of those defensive backs up closer to the line of scrimmage?
And that kind of fits the mantra of a Will Muschamp defense, the bend but don't break.
Absolutely. I mean, they're effective at not giving up the explosive plays. They're actually really, really good at it, giving up the least amount of explosive plays, 30-plus yards in the SEC.
Garantano has patience. A fastball to the outside, and Josh Palmer sideline. What great speed by Palmer. Palmer turns it into a 17-yard catch and run.
I mentioned the deep throws. At some point, they're going to take that shot right there. 2 receivers to the top of the screen going deep. You're going to see the motion. You're going to see him trying to hit this thing deep, and it's a great job. Really 3 guys releasing deep downfield of Garantano seeing the coverage, which was there, and just checking the ball down for a big gain.
Wolf in the backfield is the fullback here. And Chandler changed direction behind the line and right over the top of the defender, turns it into an 8-yard gain. R.J. Roderick got playing at that time.
How much do you think Tennessee fans love that play right there? I formation with a tight end, lead off tackle. I mean, shades of Peyton Manning handing the football to Jamal Lewis. Just, I mean, that makes 90s SEC fan, not of Tennessee, cringe to see that type football play. Bit of a throwback there for Jeremy Pruitt.
No one likes it as much as Cole, though.
Yeah, Cole loves it. He's a physical set. Ty Chandler got banged up that time. He leaves the game. Tim Jordan replaces him. Jordan picks up the first down on a gain of 5. Brad Johnson with the tackle for South Carolina. The message sent at both halftime and postgame by Jeremy Pruitt last time out against Alabama was maybe misconceived by some in the public, where he said we need 25 more guys. I talked to him yesterday. He said what we really need is our guys who are working so hard to be better supported by those who aren't. You either get with it or you get out. 9th play of the drive. Filsamy takes it inside the 10, full head of steam, and he's in. 14-yard touchdown run for Carlin Filsamy, who just came back to the offensive side of the ball this week. He was a running back last year, defensive back for most of this season, and bemusement for Carolina fans who see themselves now fall behind 20-9 with the point after forthcoming.
Another great play call. You see all the offensive line movement to the right. You got one puller, and Filsamy coming back from the left, from the right side to the left. Great job out leveraging the contained players for South Carolina. Another creative play down in the red zone on a big play. You saw the one earlier by Garantano on the pot pass, and that one as well.
So Maglia with the extra point. Carlin Filsamy back on the offensive side of the ball. Looks like he never left. 21-9 Vols. Football's been so big this season for Kentucky, they've hardly noticed that basketball season has started, and they're #2 in the country. I said hardly. Deebo Samuel brings it out. And through traffic, carries a couple of guys with him up to the 33-yard line.
I'm impressed with Tyson Helton, offensive coordinator for Tennessee, and the game plan that he's using tonight.
Here's Rico Dowdle as South Carolina sticks with the run. So we asked this question as the half started, and Dowdle slow to get up, and that was before Tennessee's long touchdown drive that took 5 minutes off the clock. South Carolina stick with the run. I mean, Dowdle's got a century mark game going. He's rushed for 109. But at what point do you put it in the air? Tyson Williams? Nope, this is Bentley. And Bentley stays on his feet, and he rumbles all the way to the 30. Nigel Warrior bounced right off the 6'4", 224 Bentley.
I told you, he'll pull that ball. He doesn't want to be a runner, but he is a willing runner. And his dad, the running back coach there, goes, yeah, he can do that too.
That's how we do it. Tyson Williams bounces off Alontae Taylor. A couple of dings in the fender of that Bentley, but still running.
We mentioned it in the open that he's the emotional leader of this team, and sometimes it takes a play like that from the quarterback for everybody to look around and go, wait a minute, I can play a little harder.
And now everybody's running over guys. Tennessee lost the helmet. Tyson Williams with the physical run. Nigel Warrior will have to come off for a play. Ground and pound for South Carolina came in 86 in the country, and they've already eclipsed their season average on their first possession of the third quarter. Blitz coming from the edge. Bentley lobs. Here's Williams down at the 1. It'll be first and goal after that 11-yard gain.
Just a free release from the running back out of the backfield. Tyson Williams, the same exact play Tennessee hit Alabama last week on a touchdown for Keller Chris.
Tempo for South Carolina. Straight ahead. Touchdown. Gamecocks, Tyson Williams. So maybe the change we're seeing from South Carolina is reliance on the run, but keeping that same tempo.
Absolutely. Tempo is the key for this offense. And I mentioned a great rub play. Outside receiver's going to try to pin that outside backer. Free release by the running back. Saw Tennessee run it for a touchdown last week against Alabama. And then Tyson Williams just finishing it out. Tempo, tempo, tempo. This offense is so much better with momentum and speed.
Third.
After review, runner was short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the 1.5-foot yard line. It will be second down. The clock will start on my signal.
And so South Carolina will line up and try it again. What do you go to here? They replace Williams with Dowdle, by the way, at running back.
Well, it depends what Tennessee does up front. If they leave that center uncovered, and I'm Jake Bentley, I might just call my own number here. Dive across the line.
Two tight ends, Crosby and Pollard. Three of them actually with Jacob August on the left side now.
Head up nose, so I'm handing the ball off here.
On second and goal, up top and in. There's the signal from the line judge. The touchdown belongs to Rico Dowdle.
Let's double check this one too. Doesn't quite get extension of the ball. But there, ooh. I was about to say that one actually, I'm going to say, just grazed that white paint. I think they're going to keep that one.
Daniel Batuli met him right at the goal line. Tennessee already blocked one extra point tonight. That might loom large for Carolina later. But Parker White bangs that one through. We've got a 5-point game. 8:05 to go in the third quarter in Columbia. 21-16, Tennessee leads South Carolina. We welcome you back to SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. This is a key game in deciding the future for both of these teams. And Pilot Flying J on the road for South Carolina. And this is what their remaining road schedule looks like. They go to Oxford. They still have a trip to Gainesville coming up. And, of course, the matchup with a Clemson team that in the shadows of Alabama has quietly been dominating its competition, including Florida State today.
That's not an easy way to end the season, especially for a team that's trying to get bowl eligible.
Ty Chandler and Madre London back to receive. Will Tommy will kick off for South Carolina, the lefty. No return. So
we said no.
Play action. Garantano chased from the pocket. Great help block, and Garantano uncorks it deep. It is knocked away at the last second by J.C. Horn. And this is what Will Muschamp and Travaris Robinson have been asking their corners to do a much better job of playing the ball when it comes to 50-50 shots.
And a great job by J.C. Horn, who's probably playing better than anybody in the secondary. of staying in phase. That's a word that Muschamp used when he described defending the deep ball. If you're trailing or behind, you got to play the defender. If you're in phase, meaning you're hip to hip with the receiver, or you're playing a 50-50 ball, you got to find it with your eyes and play the football, not the man. Great job by Horn there.
5 wide, blitz coming. Garantano on the slant, complete to Juwan Jennings. How did Will Muschamp illustrate it? He used Sports Information Director Extraordinaire Steve Fink to stand him up and to be the receiver so Muschamp could guard him during our meeting yesterday.
Right in the middle of the... Hey, Fink, get up here. Come on.
It was good.
But it was a great illustration of how he's teaching the cornerback position. And really, South Carolina, they get a lot of calls against them. They're physical on the outside. That's part of their game plan, though. If you're going to be physical, you're going to get some pass interference calls, but you're also going to limit some of the explosive plays like that one we just saw.
One of the most penalized teams on pass interference in the country. Here's Ty Chandler back on the field after he left what looked to be like an ankle injury last time. Tennessee has yet to be called for defensive PI or holding. South Carolina with 10, tied for the most in the conference.
You know, it's like back when the Seattle Seahawks were rolling. Play a lot of man coverage on the outside. They were okay with a few calls for pass interference every game because they knew they were getting called in a few. They're still getting away with a lot as well. The more physical and hands-on you are on the outside, the more those windows close and the tougher it is to complete balls. And South Carolina takes a little bit of that same philosophy. So you don't want 10, but you're okay with a few every now and then. It means your guys are competing.
Fellas, I thought the coolest part of that was when a player is out of phase, and Will Muschamp talked about the timing that goes with that. So if you're trailing a wide receiver, locate the eyes, locate the hands of the receiver, 1001, and then swipe the arm to try to affect the reception.
Yeah, they go right after the near side elbow. Let's try to keep those hands down. Jordan motion, came back. A little fake to him, and Garantano incomplete. Brandon Johnson was out of bounds. Another look at what J.C. Horn did deep.
Yeah, and this would be in phase. Great job, hip to hip with the defender.
Attacking the near elbow.
Attacking the near elbow. But what you see there is he's playing through the hands. That's another thing you'll hear defensive back coaches say when the ball gets in the range or actually in the hands of the defender, excuse me, the receiver, play through that, split the hands and break it up.
They turn that into a completion on the far side. It's a gain of 3 and leaves 2nd and 7. Quick hitter to Marquez Callaway. And Callaway taken down at the 15 by Sherrod Green. It's a gain of 15, and Sarah Garantano is now 20 of 26. Not quite T. Martin type numbers, but really, really good.
High percentage throws on the outside. Like I mentioned earlier in the drive, as bad as the offensive line has been for Tennessee, South Carolina can't pressure because of all these perimeter screens. You can't, that's what they want you to do. They want you to come after the quarterback so they can spit it outside and create one-on-one matchups. Just got to play patient and got to play sound.
Tim Jordan takes a direct snap, can't gain anything. You're talking about Will Muschamp trying to change things with Trey Smith out, and he said we're going to stick with what we do. He said he tried that as the defensive coordinator at LSU in 2003 against Florida and Chris Leak. Chris Leak knew exactly where to go when the pressure came. He had a great offensive coordinator, quarterback coach in Larry Fedora. He said he tore us apart. He had 2 critical third downs. And as a coach, I said, you never forget those, do you? He goes, no, that's how you learn. You learn through failure and learn, not going to do that again. Garantano all day. Now he's pressured and he goes down behind the line. He got tracked down for a loss of 1 by DJ Wanham. And a flag on the play. Wanham had a pair of sacks in this game last year.
And actually a pretty good job of protection by the Tennessee offensive line there. That's a coverage sack. Garantano wanted to work his running back to the left side on a wheel route. Wasn't there. Moved on in his progression. The coverage was just too good.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 1, 15-yard penalty. The down counts, 3rd down.
So
That's number 1's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
both Marquez Callaway and Juwan Jennings have received an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against him. That is a costly one for Tennessee. It's going to turn that into 3rd and forever. Here's Callaway at the end of the play. And an extra shot on Rashad Fenton, who, by the way, did a great job not retaliating.
And even worse, because now you're right on the border, if not out of field goal range.
This will be the 12th play of the drive, 3rd and 27. And they're going to run it with Chandler. And that was a killer penalty on Marquez Callaway.
Good open field tackle there by R.J. Roderick, the true freshman, playing safety. But you're right, a penalty in the red zone is twice as bad.
So it turns into a 45-yard kick. Samaglia's long is 45. 7 of 9 this season. Takes from a chip shot to a stretch. Plenty of leg, and it's good. So Samaglia bails out Marquez Callaway, tying his career long with a 45-yarder.
Drilled it.
Everything working perfect for Tennessee and special teams. The lead for the Vols is 8. Deebo Samuel will take a knee. 1:47 to go in the quarter. Remember, it's an 8-point deficit for South Carolina because the Gamecocks had a point after blocked on their first touchdown. Deebo in motion. Bentley fakes there, looking deeper. And now he lets it go deep down the hashes. It is caught! Brian Edwards in a foot race. Edwards, stiff arm, down inside the 5. It goes for 73 yards.
Just about to say they got to get their best receiver involved in this game. Deebo's their best player, but Brian Edwards, just 2 catches prior to that. He's a big play receiver.
And he's being helped off the field. South Carolina trying to go tempo here. They're trying to run the chain up. Tyson Williams in the backfield. Williams to the goal line. And he is stopped just short. For South Carolina, the longest play of the year, and that completion of Brian Edwards, it covered 73 yards. And what they're trying to solve, which is almost impossible, is solve the drops for these Carolina receivers. They've come from Edwards, they've come from Deebo, and they've come on a lot of deep balls that have cost them not only big plays, but momentum.
And 2 big plays against Texas A&M. One drop by Deebo, one drop by Brian Edwards, both on big, deep balls. You saw the over-the-shoulder catch there. Great throw, great concentration.
Jumbo package again, and the footwork got all tangled up. Rico Dowdle is stopped short again, and the ball came loose. Tennessee ran out of there with it. Daniel Batuli has it.
That ball was out.
And Dowdle is still hurt. It was the H-back that tripped right in front of him.
That ball is definitely out.
Question is, do we have a clear and immediate recovery? And it's in Batuli's hand, so the assumption, and that is the word, it's an assumption would be that he had it the whole time. Batuli, number 35. Ball out.
Who are they saying had it then?
I guess they're saying Dowdle had it because South Carolina is going to stay on the field.
I guess that ref in there had a better vantage point than us.
3rd and goal. Here's the toss, room on the edge, touchdown, South Carolina. Tasson Williams. I gotta be honest, I thought that was Tennessee's football.
I thought so too. Clearly, the umpire in the trenches there saw a clear recovery from South Carolina, and Batuli maybe ripped it out after the fact. Sure looked bang bang to me, but great play call there by Brian McClendon. He gets stuffed in between the tackles, flip it on the outside.
So South Carolina will go for 2 here. We've seen already a variety of goal line plays the last 3. Got Deebo Samuel on the near side of the formation. South Carolina 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions.
Deebo right there. Let's see if they send him in motion. They do.
Both conversions have gone to Edwards from Bentley. Looking for Deebo. Nothing there. He's going to scramble. Trying to run it in. He's in! And we've got a tie game on a Jake Bentley conversion. Bentley shaken up. Jake was telling us that one of the traditions he had with his dad was pregame haircuts. He said, this year I started to go to a stylist, took that away from my dad, and here's Jake back on his feet and sprinting off to the delight of the crowd.
How about that?
Haircut looks good. What do you give the haircut?
Oh, haircut's great.
9.5?
Yeah, I mean, I know what he's going for.
You're a tough grader when it comes to quaff.
You know.
He took a shot.
That's Kyle Phillips. 273 pounds of him on a full sprint here. Yeah, Cole's right. His lineman picked him up, but he was not ready for that. Good to see him run off.
No return for Tennessee. Ty Chandler picks up 2. The quarter will come to an end, and the home field definitely an advantage for South Carolina.
That is the end of the third quarter.
The Gamecocks have stormed back to tie this game up, but their quarterback Jake Bentley is in the injury tent. Scarnecchia getting loose. We head to the 4th. This is a key one for the Gamecocks to try to protect their home turf, because outside of the trip to Ole Miss, they won't be favored in their final 2 away from home. Florida and Clemson.
Ole Miss can put up points on anybody. Florida's defense looks like they're rolling. And oh yeah, Clemson's got 2 or 3 first-round draft picks on their defensive line and a true freshman quarterback in Trevor Lawrence that he's playing pretty good right now.
Yeah, really good.
The schedule gets tough.
We've got a tie game. 2nd and 8 as we enter the 4th quarter for Tennessee. 3-man rush. Garantano pressured with 3. Shoves it out to Jordan. And Tim Jordan muscles his way to a Tennessee first down.
Tell you what, for a quarterback that's been taking as many hits as Garantano has, continually impressed this game at how easily he finds his checkdowns. Knowing where to go with the ball when everything breaks down. We saw him get checked down for a big play earlier, and right there, everything around him going crazy, has the moxie to dump it off for a positive game.
Here's Tim Jordan. Crosses the logo before Bryson Allen Williams brings him down after a gain of 6. Tennessee has converted 8 of 11 third downs tonight.
South Carolina has been one of the best on third down. That's really the game.
And it's come despite their average yard to gain on third at 7.5 yards. Palmer in motion. Garantano too strong for Palmer. All right, so another third down. Why has Tennessee been so efficient on third down?
Well, if you think about it, on 3rd and 7+, as they've been their most efficient, teams are usually going to play some form of off zone. Not having a ton of pressure, teams are playing more coverage. Garantano has time to work through his progressions. He's talented enough. You give him time, he'll find a guy. This time, though, South Carolina is pressing, playing man on the outside.
Single safety. Here comes a blitz up the middle. Garantano chase. Got it away for a first down to Callaway. Bryson Allen Williams came right up the middle. He popped Garantano, but still it goes for a first down. It's the second time that they've thrown short of the stick and turned it into a first down.
Quick protection. No one in the backfield. You're hot off one linebacker. And again, Garantano knowing where his answers are. We've seen the checkdowns. That's a hot throw. Knowing where your quick outlet is. Big time conversion. And again, another one. I'm not sure how he's still on 2 feet, honestly.
Callaway career high in receptions. Garantano, excuse me, a career high in completions. He's 24 of 32. Tim Jordan. You know, a couple of years ago in this game around Halloween, Tennessee broke out black jerseys. If you look at the back of Garantano's, he's kind of turning this into a black jersey tonight. Those are all the grass and sod stains that have dirtied up what was pearly white before.
I never knew how equipment staff would be able to get the stains out of white jerseys when I played. I'm not sure what kind of bleach they use, but somehow they'll get that out, as bad as it looks.
You'll borrow your Crest white strips, maybe.
Ooh.
Glowing.
Plaster those all over it.
On 2nd and 9 to Chandler. So good out of the backfield. Submarine that time by Jamias Williams. It's a gain of 3.
Notice, though, something Cole pointed out, we've talked about the misdirection on the screens. No misdirection on that one. Linebackers flow straight to it, make a good tackle.
3rd and 7, right in their wheelhouse.
Right in their wheelhouse.
This will be the 11th play of the drive.
A lot of success on screens tonight for Tennessee. Could dial another one up here.
See if South Carolina plays off zone or like they did last time, man it up and bring some pressure.
Blitz coming from the edge. Picked up. Dropped by Marquez Callaway.
You know, guys, that's kind of like one that we talked about in cold cuts a little bit earlier in the show. Only rushing 4 there, but you get a different look. You've got a defensive tackle lined up in a zero nose, stand up, and then you get a blitz around them. But still, 4 on 5, you got to pick that up every time. Should not be any pressure on the quarterback.
It's 4th down, and the offense is still on the field. 4th and 7. Vols have converted half of their 4th down opportunities this year. Garantano tipped, incomplete, and Tennessee turns it over on downs. Javon Kinlaw got great push up front.
Great push, great job by Kinlaw getting his hands up and knocking that one down. Tennessee dials up the same play they ran on a 3rd down out of that bunch earlier in the game. And again, South Carolina good on 3rd.
Tennessee could have lined up for a 52-yard field goal. Instead, they went for it, and big Javon Kinlaw knocked it down. Ready for another thriller tonight at homecoming in South Carolina, and a return for Jake Bentley, who left the game after getting popped on the 2-point conversion. Doesn't miss a single snap. Handoff goes for a big gain, and that'll set up 2nd and a long 1. This is what happened last time South Carolina's offense was on the field.
Big hit by Kyle Phillips there. As I said, 270 pounds, coming full speed. You love the gutsiness that Bentley shows, but there he goes again.
And he keeps it, and
you go.
safe at 2nd. By the way, Jackie Bradley Jr. hit a home run for the Red Sox last night in that lengthy game. Former College World Series star for Ray Tanner here in South Carolina.
How about Walker Buehler? Navy
Yeah.
guy. What did he go, 7
7 with 7 Ks and no walks. Even got a standing O from Sandy Koufax.
How about that?
Mondenson has entered the game at running back. Another carry for him. Fresh legs. He's down there. Let's go to Dart. All right, Dari, thanks. Meanwhile, Mondenson with another carry. Got tripped up shy of the marker, so it leaves 3rd and 1. Huge play here for South Carolina. Denson again gets through, and then a few more. Mondenson with a fresh set of legs. The 3rd different running back that has seen action for South Carolina. He didn't enter until the 4th quarter.
And we saw South Carolina early in the game having success running the football with 2 tight ends. Just 1 tight end in the game now, which means Tennessee's in their nickel personnel on defense. 1 less linebacker, and they're starting to find some holes.
Denson again. A little spin at the line. So midway through the 4th quarter nearly. And South Carolina turning back to the ground game to try and push and shove its way against Tennessee. Denson coming into tonight only had 10 carries for 36 yards. He's got half as many carries in the 4th quarter alone. They go right back to him, and that's snuffed out by Darren Kirkland. Third and 10. Gamecocks 4 of 7 on 3rd down tonight, but perfect in the 2nd half.
Fine Debo Samuel going in motion there to the top of your screen. It's going to be bracketed double coverage.
Taylor and Warrior back there. Bentley goes the other way. Josh Van brought down short to gain a 7. Balin Buchanan, who had the defensive pass interference, and that defensive pass interference saved some points.
And that's where not having Brian Edwards on the field hurts you if you're South Carolina. They're able to double cover Debo Samuel over there wide to the side, to the far side of the field, and Bentley's forced to go somewhere else.
Parker White has made one from 19 already tonight. This will be a 26-yard attempt to give South Carolina its first lead, officially 25. And South Carolina caps the drive with a field goal from Parker White. Tennessee decided not to attempt a long field goal. South Carolina turned them over on downs, and the Gamecocks in front with 5:52 to go. Another chance for Sandstorm after the go-ahead field goal. South Carolina leads Tennessee 27-24. This is Jake Bentley firing up the crew.
Rallying the troops, telling his defense, do your job, do your job. Reassuring them that, hey, he'll be there. But if you get him off the field, this thing might be over.
Joe Garantano kills the play that was called before. Play clock's at 2. They check to a run, and Tim Jordan spits it out the left side. Gain of 8.
Tim Jordan on the carry out of bounds.
Love this, seeing Jarrett Garantano have some autonomy at the line of scrimmage. It's just a numbers game sometimes. You know, you look to one side of the line of scrimmage, you see 4 guys. On the other side, there's only 3. Well, let's run that way. I know that corner's adding late there, but walk to the line of scrimmage. It's a run-to-run check. You're looking for the 4-man surface, and you're running it to the opposite side.
Remember, this is a Tennessee O-line operating without Trey Smith, who was the #1 recruit in the nation when he signed a couple of years ago. Garantano pumps and goes, and I don't know if he made it. That hole closed awfully fast in the quarterback.
South Carolina starting to figure things out. That was a bubble screen to the receiver on the wide side there, but South Carolina defender split the difference, and Garantano throws that. It's going the other way.
3rd and less than a yard. Javon Kinlaw will be right on top of the ball for South Carolina. Garantano under center. QB sneak. Garantano got it. Four and a half to go. Tennessee has 3 timeouts.
Jeremy Pruitt, one of the big themes when we talked to him was finding guys that are willing to fight. You're going to learn a lot about your team here. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Down 3. Find out who's willing to raise their level of play and fight a little extra.
Here's Juwan Jennings. And he's fighting for extra yardage. For Jeremy Pruitt's dad, Dale, longtime high school head coach, was so disgusted by Tennessee's performance against Alabama. Jeremy told us he left the game early, and then he didn't call his son until Wednesday after the game. The message was simple. What you put on the field is the kind of coach you are. And that was a terrible coaching job. I asked him, how did you respond to your dad? He said, yes, sir. This much better from an effort and execution standpoint. On 2nd and 6, Garantano lobs one off the hands of Marquez Callaway. And I know there are no moral victories, and I get it. And I know that Jeremy Pruitt is wildly competitive and wants to win every single play, if not every single game. But the effort, especially on the road, the last 2 games at Auburn and here tonight, shows that they're going in the right direction.
Absolutely. When you're trying to improve a team and make corrections and get better every week, you can't evaluate guys that aren't giving effort. The 22, 25, 30 guys that we've seen on the field tonight, they're playing at a different level than we've seen the past few weeks.
It shows on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 6. 4-man rush. Crossing route. Callaway spins his way to a 1st down and takes it to midfield. That's a gain of 13. Why have those routes been so effective on 3rd down?
Well, you see off-zone coverage there. It's a great answer for both things, either man coverage or off zone. You steal those linebackers' eyes, you get it in your playmakers' hands behind the sticks, albeit, and trust they're going to make a play and get you a 1st down.
Garantano career high in completions, going to the screen and incomplete. Jennings was the intended receiver, and there's a couple of black shirts all over him.
But you've seen a lot of control from Tyson Helton in the type of routes he's calling for Garantano. Obviously, we've seen a ton of screens. But on 2 3rd downs now, we've seen slants out of bunch formations. And now again, twice, we've seen crossing routes or rub routes, getting guys right in front of Jarrett Garantano. Comfortable, easy reads. He's able to make quick decisions. And it's working.
Slicing his way forward is Ty Chandler, a gain of 5. Under 3 minutes remaining. Tennessee down a field goal.
Tom, it's 2 yards too many there.
Right.
3rd and 5. They need 3rd and 7.
Garantano on 3rd down has been wildly efficient. 9 of 11 for 82 yards and 8 1st downs. A play action. Pressured. Stays on his feet. Finally goes down. He made it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially not a sack. T.J. Brunson, the emotional leader of the South Carolina team, made the stop.
Pocket constricted around Garantano here as Bryson Allen Williams provides the initial pressure. Brunson cleans it up, and now in no man's land, Tennessee is going to go for it.
They're 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Here's your game. South Carolina drops 8. Garantano gets taken down. Ball's loose. No whistle. South Carolina scoops it up. Javon Kinlaw ends up with it after DJ Wonnum snuck up from behind and popped Garantano.
Just a three-man rush there.
The ruling on the field and the fumble recovered by the defense. First down, South Carolina.
Garantano hit snooze on that internal clock.
Yeah. I know you have a limited rush here, as you're going to see just three guys rushing the quarterback. DJ Wonnum working on the right side of your screen and just relentless around the edge. Your internal clock has got to be ticking. Either run that football or let it go.
He went around Marcus Tatum, who's starting in place of Trey Smith.
I will say, though, I think Tennessee, or South Carolina rather, got away with one, because I think Tatum moved a hair before that snap.
And Williams into the pile, picks up one. Timeout taken with 1:04.
First charge time out of the half, Tennessee. This will be a 30-second timeout.
How risky does South Carolina want to be? 2nd and 9. Crosby, the tight end, in motion. Here's a toss to Rico Dowdle. He's got room. A first down could seal it. A touchdown would. And Warrior finally shoves him out of bounds. It's a 30-yard run. It came on 2nd down.
Little toss power here. Zach Bailey, the left guard, great block on the outside. Keel Pollard as well. That's the same play that scored a touchdown on the opposite end of the field here. And that will just about do it.
Zach Bailey showing you why he's one of the best guards in the SEC on that play.
A career high 140 for Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, Cole 6'6", 314, getting on the outside perimeter there, making a block and then continuing to run on a game-sealing, potentially, game-sealing run.
Tennessee stops the clock with 50 seconds left. Victory formation for South Carolina. The only mystery remaining for South Carolina is if they fill in that December 1st spot in the calendar with the game. Marshall was the game was canceled back on September 15th. 2nd and 8, and they're going to run it, and Tennessee will stop the clock again. Tyson Williams paid for that one. The clock stops with 46 seconds left. It also seems like they solved the drops issue, and you mentioned putting on a cape. The message has been just do your job, don't try to do too much, and sometimes those receivers, Edwards and Samuel, have been trying to do a lot. Bentley takes a hit, trying to backpedal to burn more clock, and that'll do it.
Burned just enough.
That is a smart play.
Yeah, getting that
if he
just
takes an
under
immediate
40.
knee, you might leave 3 seconds. 16th win for Jake Bentley as the starting quarterback at South Carolina. He has said, sometimes my emotions get the best of me. It's easy when I'm up. I've got to be careful when I'm down that I don't bring the team down. But there's no question he's the leader of this squad. Will Muschamp remains perfect against Tennessee. Now 7-0 all time, including a 4-0 record, and he was the head coach of the Gators. Jeremy Pruitt's team lost a lead late. They led 14-9 at the half. South Carolina scores 18 of the game's last 28 in the second half. And a valiant effort from Garantano. Will Muschamp stand by with Cole. Cole?
Coach Muschamp, what did you learn about your football team tonight?
Not a lot. Our guys fight. We need to get out of the gates faster. Bottom line, I don't know what it is. We've talked about it, and we just got to get out of the gates faster. But our guys fought. We put ourselves in a position. We're really good in one-score games. So we had an opportunity to win the game, and our guys did a fantastic job.
Jake Bentley, the way he bounces back from the injury, gives you a couple explosive plays late. What does he mean to your football team?
Well, he's a great competitor. He's got all the respect of his teammates and the staff, and I'm glad he's our quarterback.
What will the message be to your team after this win moving forward the rest of the season?
Well, we got to go on the road, play at noon in Oxford. We got to get ready to roll, but our guys took a stand tonight. Real proud of the win.
Thanks, Coach.
All righty.
Yeah, he mentioned being great in one-score games, 2-1, including consecutive SEC home wins in one-score games. They knocked off Missouri at home in a thriller and a downpour, and they are able to take care of Tennessee here tonight. 27-24. We got plenty coming your way. We'll get you back to the studio. Guys are back there to break it all down. Then we'll be back here for more. 27-24 is our final. SEC Now is next.